week 2, day 1. So let's zoom in. Our first one says round 3 47 thousandths to the nearest hundredth. So we first need to know what our hundredth place is. So always remember, to the right of the decimal is your tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So we are going to round our 4. So we need to look to the right and remember your rule. If it's 0 to 4, we stay. If it's 5 to 9, we round up. So we have a 7. So we are going to round up that number 4. So we would have 3 5 hundredths because that 4 is going to round up. Our next one that we have is 4/5 minus 1/4. And when you're subtracting fractions, you want to make sure that you have a common denominator. And right now they are not the same. So we need to find what we call is an LCM, which stands for least common multiple. And the way we find that is we need to list out our multiples of 5 and 4 and find the smallest number that they both can go into. So I'm just going to go ahead and list out my multiples of 4. So counting by 4s, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. I'm going to go ahead and stop. I'm going to look at my 5, 10, 15, 20. So the smallest number that they both are a multiple of or have a multiple of is 20. So we are going to think about that number 20 and change our denominator to 20 on both fractions so that our number on the bottom will match. So you just need to think 4/5 times something equals 20. So you think to yourself, well, 5 times what equals 20? And you'll come up with the number 4. 5 times 4 is 20. Whatever we do to the bottom, we need to do to the top. 4 times 4 is 16. So now we have 4/5 is 16/20, which is an equivalent fraction. So I'm going to erase this so I have some more room. And I'm going to write it so that I don't forget it. 16/20. So we need to do the same with our 1/4. So we have 1/4 times something to get to 20 on the bottom. 4 times 5. Whatever we do to the top, we do to the bottom, we do to the top. 1 times 5 is 5. So 1/4 is also equivalent to 5/20. So now we can subtract 16 minus 5/20. So 16 minus 5 is 11, and your denominator stays the same. So you have 11/20 as your answer. The next one is the area of a rectangular roof on a doghouse is 756 square inches. And it's a rectangular roof, so remember that. The length of the roof is 108 inches. How many inches wide is the roof? So the first thing you want to do, and I'm going to use this area down here because it's bigger, is draw a picture. So it's a rectangular roof. It says so right up here, rectangular roof. And it says the area is 756. So I know that the area inside is 756. And then the other information it gives me is that the length is 108. So length, how long it is 108. So if it's a rectangle, the opposite side is going to be the same. So we know that 108 and 108 are the length, and we want to find out the width. So we need to fill in our blanks. Basically, you need to know that area, we'll put A for area, equals length times width. So let's fill in what we have so far. We know that A is 756, because that's our area, And L, our length, is 108. So we need to find W. What is W? So what we could do to figure that out is do the opposite of multiplication and divide. So we are going to divide 756. Let me get some more room. We are going to divide 756 divided by 108. Okay, so that's a large division problem. So you're going to have to check and guess. So I would probably round 108 to 100. So how many times do you think 100 can go into 756? And I'm going to go ahead and say 7, because 100 times 7 is 700. So let's just see what 108 times 7 is. It's a good place to start. So 8 times 7 is 56. Carry. 0 times 7 is 0. Plus 5 is 5. 1 times 7 is 7. So I was actually correct. So our answer would be 7. So that would also be our width. Because 108 times 7 equals 156. So your answer is 7. And if we want to label it, it would be inches. Okay, write 36 thousandths in standard form. Again, standard form is writing the number as a number. For instance, just a reminder, if I said write the number 2 in standard form, you would write a 2. So 36 thousandths. The thousandths tells us it's a decimal. So 36 thousandths. That means there's nothing in my ones place. And then 36 thousandths. So we want our number, we have 10, hundredths, thousandths. So we want our 6, I would go backwards. You want your 6 in the thousandths place. 36, so there would be 0 tenths. So 36 thousandths.